Hi everybody, Blayne Tyler, finding Sasquatch. Just back at the railway. I want to have a second look at these trees. I didn't see the other ones. Pulled up the line, so I guess it could have been railway maintenance. I've never seen their machines, so I don't know how they can reach 50 feet off the train track to cut a tree. And then the tree cuts are all over the place, low, high, little branches. So I don't know, it just seems really erratic for someone doing it with a machine, who you think they just nip them all off at the same height, any ones that might threaten the track. But anyway, there's Sasquatch in here, there's prints. I think they're watching me in the tree line. So let's do an investigation around that. And I know there's a lake that way, but you can't get to it unless you trespass on the train tracks. So let's see what we can find. Okay, so there's one of the busted trees, another one. I guess they could have been cut. It's just that with, maybe not that one, but with that one, I've seen Sasquatch do that. Just tear a tree limb from limb after discovering their location. And then, you combine that with the prints over there, and then the tree break, and then getting pictures of Sasquatch watching you in the tree line. Then, you're thinking, wow, they pissed off. But whatever, there's Sasquatch here. There's a lake that way that you can't get to unless you hike along the rail here. So I'm going to snoop around for more prints, and maybe I'll get lucky and spot one watching me, since this is probably their Squatch TV watching the trains go by. Hydro post down. Nice opening. Sit and watch the trains go by. Okay, so I found some other prints. There's a 19-inch one right here. I don't know if you can see that. It's in the shade and everything. And then a bunch of more. I get heel divots where the front part of the foot was probably filled in with gravel, and or smaller ones, but definitely the heel looks about the same size. It's just the front part of the toe from the push-off got filled with gravel. So pretty awesome. Just checking out the railway. I always wanted to do this because I know I had a good suspicion that they'd use the corridor. That there's no people, right? You just have to duck the odd train every hour or whatever. Maybe not even that. Maybe like twice a day. But at night, you could easily just move around and watch the trains go by. Pretty awesome. Big, huge prints along the railway, northeastern Ontario. A bunch of 19s, a couple 17s, and then a bunch of heel strikes. So, pretty awesome. I'm going to hike the railways when I can. It's just that if you get caught, right, they can call the police on you for trespassing. So, sooner or later I'll probably catch one in the open, and if I just hike along their tracks because they're not expecting it, right? Okay, so here's a couple shots of the 19-inch print. This is like 100 meters down the line. It's an old print. The substrate is poor, but there it is. Now, okay, so let's do some old-time footing for Roger being the 50th year. There's a Sasquatch right there, and I turned around, I took a picture after I got by the area. If you listen to this video or my Ruby Creek reenactment video, you'll hear branch breaks or small branch breaks and snaps and stuff. But I was trying to get through the video before he got caught by railway workers, when a train goes by, right? So anyway, there's a Sasquatch right there. Actually, there's a big one right behind me, but getting fried by zooming it in. So let's switch to what it would look like if it was a Roger and Bob's era. And so I can still see them. Maybe you can or can't, but you see how there's that sharp right angle of the sun reflecting on his shoulder and arm. There's a bigger one behind, and I'll circle them or outline them here. But they came out to the tracks to see what I was doing further up the tracks, and I might have been looking at prints, and actually I think I was looking for a video card that popped out of my pouch. So they came out into the shade, of course, stay in the shade where their natural hair color hides them, and they were watching what I was doing, but I might have had to go back right by them, and this is before or after, and I turned around and took some shots. And if you've seen some of my other videos, before I had a GoPro, I used to turn around, take pictures, or turn around and film. But anyway, there's his outline, and I flipped the negative just to help people see what they're up against. And I can still see him right there. You see his arm, how it's all black. You see the right angle, and you see the top of his head. Now, I guess don't expect the breakdown guys to see this. And that's the other thing too. And there's his arm outlined in his head. Is it's kind of strange how these guys can't find him, can't see them, and they're telling everybody what is or isn't a Sasquatch. Okay, so modern day filming technique. I was going by opening, and I'm trying to catch them in the open because now we know how fast and how well they can hide. Now, I'm going to show you some short clips from this clip, and I'm going to show you where there's I think more than one Sasquatch in right back there in that bush area. You see the branches being pulled in or being moved unnaturally against the wind, which is going, I think, crossways, and something's pulling in branches. But more important than that, there's a 7-foot ducker right on the left up there of that tree that's kind of shiny in the middle, and he goes down. He goes down behind that branch. And I'm just saying 7 feet, it could be taller. There goes again. This is his head. So anyway, pretty cool. This is what most people will see if they're lucky, a dark shape in the trees, and that's what I seen when I was a kid. So I mean, that's, I guess, like squatching 101 there. That's if you're lucky to see that dark shape or more than one dark shape, then back away. They're sneaking right up to the trail to watch you go by, and that's how you increase your ability to see them, by training your eyes to spot them in cover, because they very rare will they give you anything more. But like those ones back there in the shade, they were curious to see what I was doing further up the track, and because they were snapping branches and everything, which I ignored because I want them to give me more than just a branch snap. But anyway, pretty cool follow-up to Angry Sasquatch breaking trees. Thanks for watching.